Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another webinar series from PMI UE chapter. Project Management Institute is a global leader in the project management, and we work for you to advance the Hi guys, sorry, and we are uh, starting again. So why to join the PMI? PMI, you can have an access to a wealth of information through the BIM book or the multiple webinars and multiple global recognized certification that is globally recognized all over the world, and you can stay ahead with free tools and templates that can be used. And you can join our community also for the local and global connections, which we have a lot of events around the year. Are uh, uh, depending on the volunteers 100%. So we are depending on you and joining us in such events and joining the other members. Tonight's event will be supported with two videos. These will be added to your account automatically once you join here. And you must attend at least 80% of the event in order for this to be added to your account. So tonight webinar is talking about the cloud. And our speaker tonight will be Olufemi Ogunye. Olufemi Ogunye has been working in the IT project management and the as a developer for almost a decade, and he has the knowledge and information that he has developed and he has also conducting several technical and project management trainings. He is certified PMP, certified solution architect, certified fiber optic technician, Microsoft certified application developer, and Sun certified Java developer. So without any further delay, I introduce Mr. Olufemi to start his session tonight. Please send us your question, your queries, and enjoy the night.
All right, thank you, Ahmed. My name is Olufemi Ogunye, and I hope you guys can hear me. And tonight, we'll be looking at the cloud, and then we'll be talking about how to move your business to a new horizon by using the cloud, by implementing cloud services. Okay, so this is the agenda for tonight. I'll be introducing the cloud to you. I mean, probably you've seen the cloud in so many places. You've seen it written on text. You've seen it on websites. So tonight, I'll be introducing the cloud to you, and then we're talking about the cloud and your business, how it affects your business, how your business can benefit from the cloud, and also I'll be talking about how to maximize profit and enhance productivity by using the cloud. And then together, we are going to do some cost saving analysis. We are going to look at what you are spending at the moment with your infrastructure and what you'll be spending by the time you move to the cloud. Then we'll talk about the performance, reliability, and security of the cloud for businesses. And lastly, I'm going to have a practical session with you. If you can do it, if you cannot do it, the steps will be sent to you on a cloud service called Amazon S3. It looks like our Google Drive, but it's a little bit more sophisticated than our Google Drive. Okay, so tonight, let's start and look at what the cloud is. Now, the cloud is just a metaphor for the internet. The cloud is just another name for the internet. So I tell people the internet is the cloud, and the cloud is the internet. So simply, it refers to servers that are accessed over the internet, which has software and databases running on them. So when we talk about the cloud, it means it has computers in form of servers, and then you can access resources, you can access your data on them. Now, that being said, let's look at what cloud computing is. What do we call cloud computing? And again, I'll be taking this very simple, I'll be taking it very straightforward, I'll be taking it from the perspective of your business. So don't worry, I won't be too technical, and it's an interesting session. So, what is cloud computing? Cloud computing is a delivery of computing services over the internet. Like I said earlier, the internet is the cloud, and the cloud is the internet. So now, cloud computing is how to deliver those resources over the internet, which allows for faster innovation, flexibility, and of course, economies of scale. So again, in its simplest term, cloud computing means storing and accessing data and programs over the internet instead of your computer hard drive. So instead of accessing your data from your hard drive, instead of accessing your applications, your Microsoft Word and Co. from your flash drive, it means you just log in. patch onto the internet and access these things. So that is cloud computing. And in the next few slides, I'm just going to be introducing us to how cloud is, how cloud is being deployed. And so let's see it. I will take my time and explain these things. I will not make it technical. It's actually very straightforward. So now there are 5 things that makes the cloud a cloud. There are 5 things that make people prefer the cloud. And I will talk about them one after the other. And of course, we can relate with the things happening around. The first one I will talk about is on-demand self-service. Now, this means that, okay, looking at our infrastructure that we may have on-premise, when you need a particular resource, when you need a particular server to be activated or something, you need to call your IT guy. You need to call one developer in the IT department, or you need to call one IT assistant to actually help you out in activating a service. But with cloud, there is an on-demand self-service, which means anytime you need a resource, anytime you need a server resource, just go straight online and then say, this is what you need. And then you have it. That is the beauty of the cloud. That is on-demand self-service, meaning that on your own, you can provision whatever you want on your own. That is on-demand self-service. Okay, then the second one I'll talk about is the broad network access. Now, with the cloud, you can access resources anywhere with any device, in as much as that device can patch up with the internet, in as much as that device can connect to the internet. Then the third characteristic is resource pooling. Now, this is very great with the cloud. Let's assume that you provision a cloud service that, well, we have cloud regions. We'll talk about that now. Let's say your region is in Canada, for instance. Now, all cloud providers, they have provided something in such a way that if you want to pull resources from the cloud, there's something we call an edge location, which is actually close to you, wherever you are. And I'll give an instance of the UAE. The closest server in the Middle East is in Qatar. I'm talking about Amazon server now. It's cloud server. It's in Qatar. But there's an edge location, I'm very sure, like 10 kilometers from wherever you are in the UAE. Which means that if you want to pull your resources from the cloud, it is not eating up your internet bandwidth, and it is not going to be slow. It's not pulling from Qatar. The edge locations around you are making it readily available. So you can just pull from that. Another beauty of the cloud is rapid elasticity. And I'll give you an instance. If you are setting up an organization, or you want to buy your IT infrastructure, and you are buying a server that has hard drive space of about 10 terabytes, it has memory of about 16 gigabytes, and all those things, just because that's what you may need later in the future. Now, what if after 1 month, after 6 months, after 10 months, you don't need it, or you've not used 16 gigabytes of RAM, or you've not used 20 terabytes of hard drive that you purchased? In that sense, you have just bought, something, a server space that you don't need to use up. But with the cloud, you can say, this is what I need for this month, or this is what I need for today, this is what I need for this week. And then as your work will grow, as your data continue to grow, your space will continue to expand. And the beauty of this thing is, every day you can go up there and say, well, I need more of this today. I need more of this. So we don't buy redundant server spaces on the cloud. We buy what we need. And again, we only pay for what we need. when we use them. So if you like, you can say, well, in my account you have $100. I need 4 gig of memory. If you don't use the 4 gig of memory, anything will not be deducted from your account. That means you still have $100 there. It is when you start using it, that is when your funds will start getting deducted. Okay, I can see that someone is asking a question here. I will tell you when to ask questions. And even the question that you ask, I feel it will be answered in the course of my presentation. So please just like wait till you when you can ask questions, but you can continue to write down your questions as I continue with the last essential characteristic of the cloud is measured service. Now, this is also very interesting too. You know, if your hard drive is getting used up, then it's come up with a red bar on your system that will say, well, this thing is getting used up. It not show you the message, but you just see the red bar. Then you start wondering, oh, what's the name of this red bar? Then you call your IT guy, and the guy will tell you, oh, it's because your hard drive is getting used up. Now, but with the cloud, you have notification at any point in time that you can set. And this is what I mean. You can say, if my hard drive, for instance, on the cloud is 60% used, send an email to me. That's free. Send an SMS to me. That is free for 25 SMSs. Then they start charging you, and just to amount or something. So, which means that ahead of time, you know what is going on with your cloud services. And then when you receive that message, you can go back there and say, well, expand it, increase it for me. I want more. So you get notification each time. That is measured and monitored service. Now, this is not, I just made an example of notification. You get reports. You get very good reports about how you are using your cloud services. So these 5 guides, these 5 components is what makes the cloud, and what makes the cloud better than on-premise infrastructure. We refer to them as the 5 essential characteristics of the cloud. Then let's talk about this model in the cloud. And I'm sure some of these things is what you can actually relate with. The first one I'll talk about is the one at the base. That is the infrastructure cloud. We refer to this as the infrastructure as a service. This is when you are being given the infrastructure itself, meaning that all the servers, the environment is being given to you. So you don't need to bother about buying infrastructure. You don't need to bother about physical security of those servers. You need to bother about power for those servers. That is infrastructure as a service. Then the other layer is platform as a service. Now, you know, let's talk about on-premise now. Let's talk about what you do. Let's talk about what you do in your company, in your business. You buy a server. When you buy the server is empty in quotes. Now, when I say empty, I mean you don't have any operating system on those servers. Operating systems are the Windows server, the Linux, and not the rest. So when you buy a server, you need to install an operating system. Either you want to use Windows or you want to use Linux. If you are using a normal computer, your Windows 10 or Windows 12 or Windows 7 is your operating system. So at the platform layer, which is called platform as a service, we are also giving you your OS. Apart from the fact that we are giving you the server, we are also giving you the operating system on it. Then the third level is the software as a service, which I know 80% of the people in this session can actually relate with. The software as a service, starting from the beginning, we have the server. The next level, we have the operating system, that is the Windows on it, if you're using Windows. And then the other level is the application itself that you need to use. Your Microsoft Word, your Microsoft Excel. Those are software. So at the third level, we're even giving you the SaaS. That is the software as a service. So we are installing the software there for you. You have the server, you have the operating system, and then you have the software riding on it. What else? You just need to just log in there and use the software, and that's all. But you just need to get this understanding that yes, you can be using the software, but you still have the OS that the software is being installed on, and you have the infrastructure that the OS is lying on. So these are the three service models. We call them the three service models of the cloud. That is the infrastructure as a service, the platform as a service, and the software as a service. And let me show you examples of this and the players in those industries. So for infrastructure as a service, those are the big guys. We have the Amazon Web Service, we have the GCP, that is the Google Cloud Platform, and we have the Microsoft Azure. These are the three guys that are the big guys giving us infrastructure for our cloud server. Then we have the platform as a service. No, we have AWS, so that's Amazon Web Service as a provider here. We have Windows Azure. So on your computer, on premise, that is what you have Windows 2010, Windows 2012, Windows 7. On the cloud, it is called Windows Azure, owned by, of course, owned by Microsoft. Okay, other players are Salesforce. We've heard about Salesforce before. We have, but the Salesforce I'm talking about here is not the software. We have the software, yes. Well, this is the platform, like an OS, an operating system. We have the Google App Engine too. Well, that's what most mobile developers, that's what we use. You know? But the popular platforms here, definitely, they are the Amazon and the Windows as well. So let's talk about software as a service now, which you can actually. These softwares you use on the internet, they are actually software riding on a platform, and the platform is riding on an infrastructure, and that's how it goes down. Okay, let's talk about the deployment models of the cloud. How can you have the cloud? If you want to have the cloud, if you decide to go to the cloud or to move your business to the cloud, how can you have the cloud? The first one is what we call the private cloud. I mean, just like the name, private. It is personal. Nobody is sharing it. It is one organization, one cloud. It is not shared by anybody. That is the private cloud. It's expensive anyway. I mean, why should one organization have to have a whole cloud infrastructure? That's expensive. But we have organization that does that. I can tell you that HSBC, I can tell you that Accenture, Microsoft, of course, they are the providers. Amazon too, that's Amazon.com, Amazon.ae, they also have their own infrastructure, they have their own private cloud. But of course, those guys, the Amazon and Microsoft, they are the owners, and it doesn't really cost them much. The big guys like HSBC and Accenture, they also have their own private cloud. So that's private cloud. One organization, one cloud. Nobody is sharing something with you. Nobody is sharing it with you. But I can tell you, it's very expensive. It's an investment. In public cloud, now public cloud is when we have an infrastructure somewhere and then multiple customers can access it. That is when we have our server, our infrastructure in the cloud, and then multiple customers can actually access it. And that's what we all use. Doesn't mean that if a server is 12 terabytes, let's say that's a hard drive, so everybody is accessing 12 terabytes of data. No, I mean, in the normal on-premise, that is what we have on site, that can be the case. But in the cloud, that is not the case. And this is how it works in the cloud. If you want to start with the cloud now, you will be the one to say, well, I want 8 terabytes of memory. I want 64 terabytes of hard drive. You will be the one to specify those things. And a computer on its own there will be created for you based on what you're supposed. It is not that the same person or the same set of people are accessing the same server. You provision what you want for yourself. I think I mentioned that earlier. That is on demand. You say, this is what I want, and they give it to you. So look at it like, even if it is public cloud, look at it like it is a center, it's a space to put in servers that you want. That's all. So meaning that even if 20 people wants to use the same region for their server, you just specify what you want, and then a computer, a server machine will be created for you in that particular region. Okay, so that's public cloud. The next one I talked about is the gov cloud. We call it the government cloud. Now, so the same thing about gov cloud. Now, governmental agencies, they are the ones that we actually see using this, and it is very, very secured. It's, I mean, the authentication and authorization level is actually top notch if it's a gov cloud. I have not been opportunity to work with a gov cloud before, but I have people working with the Homeland Security gov cloud, which the Homeland Security, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Justice, they are all using that same gov cloud. And then to actually work there, you have to be a US citizen and you have to be on US soil before you can have access. Even if you are working with them, yeah, if you are, let's say, an architect, a cloud architect or something, you must have all those credentials before you can work. So that's gov cloud. Very secured and very sensitive. It is always very protected. Now, most of all these servers around, we even know where they are. Yeah, we have one in North Virginia, we have one in Ohio, we have one in California, there's one in Qatar, but we don't know the location of any gov cloud. We don't. They didn't tell us. Okay, so the last one, the last deployment model is the hybrid cloud. Now, you see some people with some businesses, they will say, well, we understand cloud. We know cloud is good. It's going to save us money and then it's going to make some things faster. It's going to fasten business processes and things like that. But we don't trust the cloud. In as much as we love the cloud, we still want to have our servers on site. In that next room, which is the server room, we still want our servers there. So in that case, they will say, let's move to the cloud, but we still maintain our server. That is called hybrid deployment model. That is when you have your server in-house and you're also using the cloud. So it depends. You may work from your on-premise servers to the cloud or work from the cloud and download your on-premise server. So those are the four deployment models of the cloud. So let's start with your business. Let's see how the cloud works with your business. Now, in the last 20 years, the internet has changed the way we do things. Yes, radically. I mean, right now we can meet even when we are thousands of miles apart, and we can have meetings just like this. We're using WebEx. WebEx and Zoom and all those guys, they are hosted in the cloud. Yeah, they use the cloud. They use the cloud service. If you use this thing very well, sometimes they will ask you, do you want to, when you want to record, you want to record to the cloud or you want to record to your computer? The cloud, you record to time. On any device, you can download. Record to your computer, you have to access that computer before you can see the recording. Okay, so now the the internet has changed the way we do business over time. Now, remember that the internet is the cloud and the cloud is the internet. And even here, the cloud is adding to the features of the internet. So we are putting around it. And we have discovered over the past 7, 6 years that the internet has revolutionized the way we work, our attitude to work, the workspace, and our culture to work. Remote, talking about working remotely, the cloud made it possible. That is one. Talking about saying employees should be working 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. That's in the middle of the night. And then some other guy, some other employee should come in probably to the office too, start 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. That kind of work schedule is made possible with the cloud. Why? Because I mean the employees that may be working at night, it is not compulsory for you to open your offices. I mean they can work anywhere, they can sit in their homes, in their houses, and work from anywhere. That is made possible with the cloud. we now see that even if you have a physical office, some of us now we still want our guys to come into the office so that we'll be sure that they are working. There are ways to actually ensure that they are working. But let's say they come into the office, and the work culture now has been redefined such that even the owner of the company, the CFO, the CEO, the top guys are not even on site. They just see what you have done at the end of the day. Right there. So the culture of work is changing, the attitude of work is changing, work is changing thanks to the cloud. So strategic advantage. Now, because probably your business success and growth depends on some applications and some softwares. Now, those applications and softwares, probably you want to do big data, you want to do business intelligence, those applications and softwares, they are already in the cloud. You don't need to develop them. You don't need to buy them and install them. Just say, well, this is what I want to use. Pick there. This is how I want to use it. This is the extent at which I want to use it. Pay for it, and you're good to go. So this application and software can be deployed instantly with few clicks, and then there you go. Then number two, you have scalable resources, and I think I've explained this a little bit when I was talking about rapid elasticity. In other words, you can scale in and out, and you can scale up and down. You can say, well, this is what I need, and I don't need up to this extent. And now, in the business environment, we have discovered that small organizations they find it difficult to compete with the larger multinationals because they have a robust server in house, their capacity is very. But now they don't need to compete with them again because they can have what they need when they need it. They only pay for what they are using. They don't need to take all those big servers in house. Then high availability, and this is an important feature of cloud and how you can help your business. For instance, if you are okay, as time goes on, when you start a business, as time goes on, you discover that the business is highly dependent on some applications. For instance, maybe you are running an application that does BI for you internally, and the results of that will make you make some strategic decisions. So if that application goes down, then the business is in trouble. With the cloud, there is high availability. Now, I understand the concept of backup. Yeah, when something goes down, then you have the backup. But from experience, from what we have experienced, we all must have experienced. When something goes down, you need a backup. So put up the backup and restore the normal operation. You have what we call downtime. And there will be some time you will not work, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 20, maybe one day, maybe 1 week. It happens like that. But with the cloud, all of your services are duplicated in at least two availability zones. And I will explain what that means. So if I choose London to have my cloud server, my cloud provider, either Amazon, either Microsoft, or Google, on their own, they replicate exactly what you are asking for. They replicate it in maybe Ohio in the US. So if something goes down with any zone, the other guy, the other zone will just take it up immediately with zero downtime. Well, as for you, the consumer, you will not even know. You will not even know. But it's even very difficult for only rare cases for a region or a zoo to go down. But even if it does, you have the backup somewhere which you are not paying for. That's one. You will not even know that something has gone down. Immediately, the other region will just take it over. Then faster performance. This is instead of you to get into the system and probably you have some antivirus issues with your system, it's just coming up and it's very slow or something. With cloud services, if you just have the internet connection, well, the speed of the cloud depends on the speed of the internet or how fast you can access the cloud depends on the speed of your internet. But if you have your internet connection, you just plug into it and then you use it. So you discover that when your competitors are still struggling with on-premise and it's taking them time to actually get things done, then the cloud is all set for you to move. Then we have work flexibility. I think I've explained that. That is when you can say, well, some of you guys should work between this time and this time, and some of you guys should work between that. Those things can actually be made possible with the cloud. Then it's also environmental friendly, meaning that you don't need to burn fuel. You don't need to have so many people in your office at the same time. You can schedule them when they work. Then this is future. Some time ago, we were talking about the cloud. I mean, many years ago, we were talking about the cloud and so on like that. And now we are talking about so many other things. One of the things we're talking about now is the AR. That's the next thing. That's augmented reality. Okay. Now we have discovered that 80% of the next technologies. I didn't say AI. I said AR. AI is artificial intelligence. AR is augmented reality. Yeah. Now, 80% is new things we are discovering, like it is coming in the next 5, 6, 8 years, is actually made possible with the cloud. Meaning that without the cloud, without this model we are talking about, without these features of the cloud we are talking about, those things will not be possible. So that is how, I mean, just the relationship between cloud and your business. We are going to talk about the business benefits cloud to your business. Number one now, I mean, there are so many business benefits, but I mean, we don't have time. So for the purpose of this session, I'm just going to talk about, let's say four. Yeah, I think I have four. I'm just going to talk about four. Now, the first one I'll talk about is resilience without redundancy. Resilience without redundancy. Now, when you run your own localized data centers and servers, when you have your data on site, sorry, your data center and your servers on site, you need to buy more hardware that you need in case of failure. Everything. And let me give you an example. Say you have a Dell server in house, and you feel like with the Microsoft OS on it, so you just feel like, oh, if this server should fail, if this OS should fail, then I should need a backup. In most cases, you don't even get a backup that is less than what you have. I mean, what you have running, you get a backup that is the same thing as what you have or more than what you already have. That means that if your system doesn't go off, if the first server doesn't go off, this backup will just be lying idle. Nothing in it. But like with the cloud, everything you are using is duplicated in another region, such that if one goes down, the other one will take it up. And again, at no cost. Well, you cannot specify, I want it in 3 regions, I want it in 4 regions. Then you start paying for the third region, for the fourth region. But for the fourth and second, you don't pay for it. And if anything happens and they roll over to that region, it's free with no effect on your business processes. Okay, so I mean, here I just included the map. That's the infrastructure map of AWS, and it's showing their regions and the regions that are coming soon. For 2000, this is 2019 November. They had 3 regions coming soon, but they just launched one 2 weeks ago. Regions. They just launched that. We felt like they're going to launch Hong Kong very soon, just because of the pandemic. That's why they haven't been able to launch it. So you can see these guys are scattered around. They are available everywhere. In Europe alone, they have London. They are just everywhere. So it is not possible for a lot of things one region to go down. The only resilience without rather than having a backup server. Zero upfront cost. Now, router by switches, you don't need any capital expenditure. What you only need is operational. That is, when you start using it, then you start paying for what you are using. That is, you have zero upfront cost. And the at the end of the difference between the on-premise, that's what you have, and moving to the cloud. Is that I think so you pay to maintain, and you have to pay for, even if they are using 1/10 of the resources of the server, you will still have to pay for it. But with the cloud, you're only in this workspace in quotes, that's the same region with some other services, and you would not be paying for idle infrastructure. In other words, you will even have low, so many things you don't need to bother yourself about. You need to bother yourself about the security of the servers are. That's where the infrastructure is. You don't need to bother about paying for the guys that are running it. Yours is, you signed an SLA of 99.7% uptime with them, and they have to stick to that. So when I say signed a 99.7% uptime with them, I'm talking about the cloud provider. Time to market. Some investors to develop how to buy their servers, how to install their OS, who will do the network, them, how to get developers to start developing that product. You just think about, you don't need to think about where to buy the servers or how much it's going to cost. You just go online. This is the server I want. This is the OS I want. Within few clicks, you are good to go. Then your developer will start working. So your own product will get to the market faster than their own product. Okay, and I have a diagram here. The cloud increases IT efficiency by 35%. Automated service delivery. Most of these cloud services are delivered to you instantly, and then reduce time to market of applications, meaning that your product would have already hit the market before your competitors. Okay, so let's talk about how we can maximize profits with the internet. Now, we're talking from the business point. Number one is that you eliminate completely capital expenditure. With the cloud, you don't have any capital expenditure. The only capex that you may have will probably be what you are going to pay the cloud architect. If you have a very large enterprise, yeah, fairly large enterprise, yes, you need the cloud architect to tell you this is what to do, this is what to do. But apart from that, I mean, you have a business that you have just 10 people, 12 people, you can do these things yourself. So you can only figure in capex if your organization is fairly large and you need to hire a cloud architect to walk you through it. Okay, but apart from that, you can go to Microsoft as well. You can go to Amazon and just provision your server and run it yourself. Then, two, you cut down on licenses and renewal. I mean, over time, we have discovered that the annual budget of an IT department, the cost of licenses, renewals of licenses, is always about 13% of it. Yeah, of the annual budget of an IT department. Now, if you are using the cloud, yes, you pay for, you don't even pay for renewals anyway. You pay for licenses, but not in the form of licenses annually. It is licenses per use. So when Microsoft products will be like something like $198 to renew a license for 1 year. Well, that's 1 year is 365 days. What if I'm only going to be using that particular application on 365 days? What happens? But sorry, you have to pay $198. But with the cloud, you only pay for the 100 days you are going to use it. In fact, you don't pay for the 100 days. You pay for half of the 100 days that you use it. So you know that, okay, if you're working for hours a day, you are paying for just like 33, yeah, 33 days, half of the 100 days. Then we have advanced data security. Over time, the on-prem data security applications and methodologies that we use are actually found ineffective. Yeah, the truth is we have effective ones. But let me pick a business in Dubai, for instance, a business consulting business in Dubai. Oh, sorry, a business consulting firm in Dubai. They have, let's say they have just about 15 members of staff and they are talking about data security. I can propose Fortinet to them. That is very expensive. So they will look at how much is our capital base. Where should we go for Fortinet? Though it is very effective. But what they can go for, depending on how risk averse they are, what they can go for is actually not very effective. But with the cloud, we have so many, most of them are even free with the cloud. We have so many services that can guarantee data security at far lower cost than buying the on-premise. For example, is the AWS Shield. AWS Shield is free. Another one is the WAF. That's web application firewall. It's like a firewall for your web application if they are running on the cloud. It is also free. We have some that are actually paid anyway, but even the ones that are paid are far lower than what you buy products that you pay for on premise. Then we have business competitiveness. Yeah, you'll be able to compete in the industry. Number one, because most of the businesses now are even moving to the cloud, and the ones that are not moving to the cloud, they will have faster time to the market. They will have access to some services that can boost what they're doing. Access to some cloud services that can boost what they're doing. Okay, so that is how to maximize profit by using the cloud. You cut down on capex, you eliminate capex, you cut down license and renewals, you have advanced data security because the security stuffs you buy on premise are expensive. And with the same services online in the cloud that has the same features are far, far less expensive. Most of them are even free. I made mention of the AWS Shield. It protects throughput, that's internet throughput that you've not verified to access your server. That I'm just talking about Shield now. Okay, apart from Shield, we also have web application firewall that's entirely free, not cheap, free as well. Okay, so that's how to manage profits with the cloud. Now let's talk about how to enhance productivity. You have a more connected work. Remember the social factor of McLennan's in the theory of needs. Yes, when people work together effectively, they get to get along and get things done faster. With by provisioning your services in the cloud, you have people, though probably they've not seen themselves um, before, they've not even called each other or something, but they go in, they work on probably the same project, the same service over time and all. So they get along very well and they get to work better. Two, being able to quickly react to changes can keep your team on target. They'll be productive and they will also be efficient. Now, if you're running on premise, if you're running your data center on site, you discover that a software will say, well, we have updates. Then you have to connect to the internet and you say, well, update it. And then you will update. Even sometimes your software, you must have procured a license for your software before they can update it. Meaning that they want to make sure that, okay, you are giving us money every year before you can update it. But with any cloud service you are using, updates are done automatically and immediately. I mean, you may not just know, you just see it. Your stuff has been updated today. I don't know if anybody here uses WordPress. That's just a very simple example. I mean, WordPress will update automatically and send a mail to you where we've updated it. So you don't need to think about something. Okay, for example, most of this software that we have on premise, something will have happened, and then in the process of investigating on why did it happen, and then you discover, oh, we've not updated the software. The cloud, you don't. Okay, which easily makes keeps your team on target and then makes them to react to changes faster. Number three, cloud-based collaboration allows faster execution. For instance, we've all used Google Sheets, or sorry, most of us, we've used Google Sheets. Google Sheets is like the Microsoft Excel version of Google. It's in the cloud. You just go there, um, create it, fill it in. Another person that you can give access to can also come in and then update it, and it will update immediately. Several people can work on the same sheet and then they get things going. Then get more from your team by using the cloud. When people work from home, I mean, according to Travia.com, they made a research and they showed the result of the polls. When people work from home, they are more productive because you are giving them more flexibility. So you are saying just work 8 hours in a day. So if I must take coffee before I start working, and then if I start going to the office, there's traffic. I cannot take coffee on the road because I cannot drive. Sorry, I cannot drink my coffee while driving. It's against the rules of the land and all. But I can sit down in my house, prepare my coffee with peace of mind in quotes, and I take it and then I start work. It makes me work than being under pressure of, oh, I have to get to the office at this time and I have to face traffic and probably there's no space to park on time. Okay, so um, implementing the cloud in your workforce, you get more from your team. So enhanced productivity, you get a more connected workforce. Your guys will be able to react to changes and to keep your team on target. They will be more productive and more efficient. And cloud-based collaboration using softwares like Google Sheets, Google Docs allows faster execution. Okay, so I would just go back a little bit and talk about what we've talked about so far. So we've talked about the cloud. We've talked about cloud computing too. That we've defined the cloud and cloud computing. We've talked about the 5 essential characteristics of the cloud. What makes the cloud the cloud? The on-demand self-service, you can ask for it yourself. The broad network access, you can access it anywhere at any time and using any device, mobile phone, tablet, your workstation, anything. And then resource pooling, which means your region, where your region is may be far, but your data is actually very close to you. Yeah, using edge location. You don't even need to think about that, but they have it. All cloud providers, they have edge location. Okay. Then we have rapid elasticity, meaning that you don't need to buy the big space, the big memory. Even if you buy the small, when your business data increases, it expands on its own. You just receive the notification, well, this is an expanded and you need to pay for this, but it expands on its own. Then we have measured services, which means that reporting notifications are actually made available. Okay, then we also talked about the service model, infrastructure as a service. We talked about the platform as a service. We talked about the software as a service as well. And I gave the examples of infrastructure guys, platform guys, software guys, and then we talked about the 4 ways in which you can deploy the cloud. Then we talked about the cloud and your business, the advantage that the cloud can have for your businesses. Then the 4 business benefits: resilience without redundancy, zero upfront cost. You don't need to pay for anything. You pay only for what you use. You have faster time to market because everything you need is already in the cloud. You don't need to start buying those things one by one. Okay, and then we talked about how to maximize profits in the cloud. It means CapEx, you cut down licensing and renewals, access to data security, business competitiveness, then how you can enhance productivity as well. Okay, so here I'm going to switch over to a worksheet that I have. I just have some points there, but we're going to fill it together and we'll see how it is more cost to align with the cloud rather than to use on-premise. So I'm going to need input from you guys. You will tell me, okay, this is how much this will cost. And then I'll put it down. I will tell you how much the service is in the cloud. And at the end of the day, we are going to calculate the total on both sides. Okay, so I will switch over to my Microsoft Excel worksheet now. Okay, so I think I'm going to be taking inputs from the host. These are the guys that are actually. So this worksheet, can everybody see my screen? You can just respond in the chat box if you can see my screen. Okay, good, good. Okay, so this on this sheet, I'm just using the example of a business consultancy firm, probably in Dubai, and we're looking at the annual budget for the IT department. We're looking at 2 sides: the capital expenditure and the operational expenditure. Then you are picking on-premise, having your server infrastructure in-house and the cloud. So, this is very basic. This is for a place where there's having like 4 to 5 people working in-house. Very basic. And I've listed some things that they buy or they have to put in place, talking about capital expenditure, and then what they run in their operational expenditure. And like I said, this is very basic. And I've removed things that you do on site and in cloud. For instance, I've removed internet. You need internet on premise and you need internet in the cloud too. I've removed rent. They pay for rent, and for cloud. Let's just say they pay for rent too. So your guys are resuming in the office even to access the cloud. They are not working remotely. Just using that example. So let's see. We want to buy a Dell server or HP server, and we want to put Microsoft Server 2012 or 2016 on it. How much do we think that can cost? Is there anybody that have actually done it before? Is there anybody that have bought a server before? I have, and I know the price anyway, but I want to see from the house. Have you bought a Dell server or HP server before? Do you know the price? Okay, there's nobody else. Okay, but on the average, the cheapest, you can search. Okay, let's see. Let's go on. so that we can be fast. On the average, the average cost of a server, I'm going to talk about USD now, is about 100, $500. And let's say you are buying your Microsoft Windows Server 2016 for $200. That's for 1 year. Yeah, that's for 1 year for $200. And then so we are going to spend $1,600 on this. What is the cost of this server to the cloud? It is zero because you're not buying any server when you're working with the cloud. And then storage too. Like I said, very basic office. I mean, just something small or something. So we are not even talking about zip drive or but normal external drive. With, okay, okay, sorry, 100, $100 with the cloud. Any capital expenditure router, let's say it was 315 with the cloud, it is zero. You don't need anything. Wi-Fi device, yes, you need it now so that your devices can actually access your server in out. Let's say it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 351, last one I saw. Switch to just very basic one. But this is the just very basic one, 150 for the cloud. You don't and so your premise, they will need their Microsoft Office, yeah, to prepare documents and do some stuff. Um, again, they may need, depending on what you do, this software, and they may even be machine, as you buy it per machine, and you have 5 guys working in house, so you have to buy it times 5. But let's say one can work for, you buy each one of these, which is about 200, you need 3 of the application software, so 600. With the cloud, someone is going to come in and install for you, but get it. So you are saying, well, install the cloud, you can position yourself so you don't need anybody. Now, let's switch to operational expenditure. And this is where we spend cloud. To renew licenses premise, this is on premise now. To renew licenses on premise, remember you have one OS, and if you agree with me, if you have used this before, the cost of buying it is the same thing as renewal. Yes, most of the application software. So this is 170. The software is 200. So if you renew OS with 200 here, and you renew these guys with 3 of the licenses, yeah, the currency is USD, not AED. Someone is asking the currency. Okay. And then your staff, the guy that is working in the IT department. Every day you call the guy to come and do stuff on your system, you solve the problem, you explain that you cannot access this thing, you call him, the network is not going through and things like that. So let's say you are paying the guy, let's say $1,000 every month. So in a year rather, in a year, you're gonna pay him $12,000. Now, with what we've just done here, let's calculate what will be on the cloud for licenses. Here, you are going to need your EC2 server, you need your application software. Let me show you the amount per month per year. Now, the worksheet here, this is EC2 instance pricing. So maybe some of us are, and let me even go to, of course, we don't need lab. and we don't need a lot of memory. Now, this 1 gig you are seeing here is not even compared to the 1 gig of your RAM that you have in your system. This is like quadro of your card. This is like times four what you have. So if you see 1 gig here, it means 4 gig on your system. So let's small or 4 gig. Uh, small, small, 2 gig, small, medium. Let me pick medium, then 4 gig. I mean, this is like 16 gig of what you have. I mean, on premise. So the cost here is 0.0644. I'm just gonna 0.0644 per hour. Let's say you are working for 12 hours, but you actually only work for 8 hours. Now, in cloud, you can even stop it, meaning that, oh, this hour they are on break, you are not going to work, so you can stop it for that hour. And you don't need to go there each time and stop it. You can set it like, okay, between 12 and 2, I'm not paying. Then you resume from 2 again. So, but let's say there's no break, everybody is working. Let's say there's no break and everybody is working for 12 hours. So, in a day, this is what you have. So, in a month, you are going to have this multiplied by, you don't work for 30 days in a month, of course, but let's say you work for 26 days. You also work on Saturday. You have this in a month. So, in a year, you have this. That is for your EC2 instance. That's like your operating system, your server and your operating system. This is it. You have 214. Then there's another software here. All these things you don't need to pay for them. They are free. They are free. But you need to pay for storage. Now, I'll be by the end of this class, I'll be demonstrating the storage, which is even free for about 5 terabytes. But let's say you're not even using free. You want to pay for storage because you are premium customers and you want to pay for storage. So the storage of Amazon is called S3. We're going to see it later. I'm going to do something on it later. But let's say the pricing. I don't know where I open this, but I can just easily open it again. Okay. This is pricing for S3. Storage, let's see. We have the fruits here, we're not using the fruits here. Okay. Now, see. Glacier is very cheap. It's used for data that you're not using. Maybe data that you don't access in 3 months. You can use it very cheap. So let's say this. This is 0.023 per gig. Okay, so you have 0.023 per gig. So okay, someone is saying they can't hear. I just moved to S3. I just moved to S3. I just looked at the cost for S3. That's our storage, which is $0.023. That's per gig. So and 5 terabytes is about 5,000 gig. So let's say this. Then do you know that in a year I may not finish 5 terabytes? It's a small company, but let's just give them 5 terabytes. That is multiplied by 5,000. That is 115. So in a year I need 5 terabytes. Even okay, let's put 10. This will be multiplied by 2. So this is 10. No, sorry, multiply by 2, not multiply by 10. So 10. So in a year, the EC2, that is the server we are going to use, and the storage we are going to use will be, yeah. So, okay, will be this. Then there's another software that is being used here. That's our application software. That, let's say, your Microsoft Word and things like that. So in the place of Microsoft Word, yeah, Amazon Art is but it's not very popular. But let's say you want to use the Google Drive and the Google Sheet. I mean, I know some can be free. I mean, it's free. Most of what we use is free. But let's say the premium version that gives you all the feature. Yeah, Google is $5 per month. In fact, when you pay that $5, we call it Google Apps. When you pay that $5 for Google Apps, it gives you everything under Google Sheet, Docs, the presentation part, the Drive, gives you everything, including Hangouts. Premium gives you everything. Okay, so let's say we are paying 5 for per user. That's per user. So, and we have 4 guys working in house. Is it 4 or 5? 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh, yeah, that's a 5. We have 5 guys working in house. We're paying 5 for 5 guys working in house. That's per month. So per year, per year here. Per year is going to be this guy multiplied by 12. Yes. So if I had the cost of the software together, what do I have? Sorry, 7 something. So for licenses, that's what the software I'll be using for this company in a year. Yeah. And the staff, shh, I'm not paying anybody. To make those services available for me is the headache of some other people. I know. Okay. So look at this chart. Look at this chart. That means that for capital expenditure with the cloud, I'm not spending anything. And with on-premises, what I'm spending. Well, here, what I mentioned in my presentation, let's say the guy that you're bringing in to calculate these things for you, that's the cloud architect. For all his job, for everything here, you are paying him, let's say, about $2,500. I mean, what is being done here is just something you can do in 3 days anyway. Let's say you are paying me about $2,500. So let's calculate the total for this. That's 4,251. And then let's calculate the total for this. So capital expenditure, when you are paying 2.5 here, you are paying 4,250 here. And for operational, sorry, yeah, when you're 5,800, you are paying $771 here. So this is just telling you how you can actually save costs by using the cloud. Okay. Of course, we still have a lot of time to take questions. I'll still come back to your questions. So that's cost saving analysis. Let's talk about performance, reliability, and security. Security has been a major concern for people that want to migrate to the. In fact, I get that question almost every day. We say, well, do you want to do the cloud? Or even some people would even call us, yeah, want to implement the cloud, but we have this issue. Data security, it's a very big issue. So let's talk about those things now. Number one, there is a 99.7% uptime service agreement with any cloud provider. You are, well, I'm sure that they didn't just want to say 100%, but you are going to sign a 99.7%. And it's not like they can do it or they can achieve it. They've actually been doing it over time. And I've explained the kind of infrastructure they have to us. Your data gets duplicated in 2 regions at least. And if your architect is even telling you, let's go to the cloud, they will always suggest more to you. So if you have 3 to 4 regions, for instance, it's not possible for 2 regions to go down at the same time. It's not possible. So, okay, with our worksheet, let's say you have 4 regions. Let me go back to that worksheet. So let's say we have 4 regions. So this will not be this again. This is for 2. Yeah, this is for 2. Remember, I said your data will be available in and your services will be available in 2 regions. So now you are paying for 2 extra, right? So that will be this multiply by 2. So the total that you'll be spending to be available in 4 regions, yeah, is actually $2,313. Look at it as against this. As against this. Okay, so that is why they say, well, we can give you 99%, 99.7% uptime. Because even if someone goes down, switches over to the second one, you will not even know. Okay, then two, the data is replicated in at least 2 regions of the world. I think I just explained that. There are 8 locations around the world to reduce latency. I mentioned this briefly, but let me just explain it now. The closest server to us here in the UAE is in Qatar. Now, if you want to pull data from your region in Qatar, okay, now when I say the closest region, if you have a business in the UAE now, if you want to go to the cloud, Amazon cloud, for instance, now, I mean, I would suggest that okay, you light up with the region in Qatar. Yeah, if the services you want are available there, which definitely will be available there. Okay, so if you want, let's say we don't have a region in Qatar, and the closest to us is in London or is in Frankfurt, and you want to pull data from there, you may be thinking, oh, it will be slow. You may be thinking about internet bandwidth. I know, but the concept of edge locations are like a point of presence that is close to where you are. Yes, they will always have a point of presence. And let me give you an instance like that. Even on this edge location, sometimes they collocate, meaning that because Amazon they have a region in Qatar. If Microsoft has clients in Qatar, they will just talk to Amazon, hey, we want to put an edge location in your data center because we have clients close to that place. So there's well, I mean, in Amazon, they will not tell you where their edge locations are or where their data centers are. They will just tell you the country. They will not give you the physical address. Yeah, probably because of security reasons. I know. Okay, but I can tell you that an edge Amazon on somewhere around Sherry's Edgewood. I don't know the place anyway, but I've learned that like there's one in that place. So if your business is in Dubai, you're not actually pulling your data from Qatar, though it looks like it's from Qatar. They will tell you your data center is in Qatar. Then you say, oh, this thing is very fast. How come? If it's in Qatar, you measure. There's a way we measure it. It can't be this fast. That was how I first discovered. Then I have to be present. Okay, what's going on? What's going on? Before I discover one is there. So the way you get your data, the way your data will be readily available to you, it's not like it is far away. It's like it is close to you. So there's something again they say in cloud computing. They will say your data is always close, though it's on the internet, but your data is always close to you, made possible by the concept of edge locations. Then number 4, cloud they pass stringent security measures and compliance before. For another an example is the IPA. I mean, security compliance is just a set of regulations that you must abide with. They will certify, well, you've done it, just something like ISO. Yeah, that you've done it before they can say you can go ahead and provide this thing for us. Now you can see that before Amazon, all these guys, all these big guys, all these big cloud provider, the infrastructure guys, they can have Gulf Cloud. All of them they have Gulf Cloud, meaning that one or two of them are providing infrastructure for government agencies. So before they can do that, they must have passed so many security regulations. And I know if I just mentioned one, that's the IPA, which is actually PCI 2. They have PCI 2, they have IPA and stuff like that. So they've passed through all these things. So you can be sure of your data security. There are different levels of authentication and authorization. Well, this is a little bit technical, but I mean, authentication is, are your credentials correct? Your username and password, in your case, you are signing with your into your email or something. Then authorization is, are you allowed to see what you're about to see or what you have asked us to show you? So, for instance, if I have 10 services running in the cloud in my company, and my HR person, of course, maybe they use Sage, a payroll and HR application. My account guys, they use another application. Let's say Tally. Yeah, let's say Tally in this case. And all these guys are being hosted on the internet. Yeah, all of them they are staff of the company, but when they go in, there is something that each of them should see. One person should not be able to see everything. That's authorization. Saying that your username and password is correct, that's authentication. So there are several levels of this. I mean, I can even break it down. Though you are in account, you remember my company, you are in account. You should only be able to read what is on Tally. You should not be able to post on Tally. So these are levels of authentication and authorization made possible by the cloud. Yeah, it is possible for you to develop a software, yeah, that can do this. But why would you be spending 4 months, 5 months developing such software when you can just plug into the cloud, you see it, and you pay for it as you use it? Then providers conform with data protection laws of different regions. Now, for example, in the UK, we have the General Data Protection Regulation. Now, there's this concern that we had some 5 years ago with the cloud that if I get to Europe, for instance, they have their own data protection regulation that they use there, and I am using Microsoft. Well, Microsoft is from the US. How would they abide with all these things? And it's actually very important for my own line of business. So, what providers what they've done is to have regions in different places. We saw it when I showed you the Amazon global infrastructure. So the one for Europe, for instance, they have passed all regulation for GDPR. The same thing with the one for US, the same with the one from Asia. Now, these are infrastructure guys and they do it. I mean, these are the people that can actually do it, not just. And I'll give you an example. I had, okay, someone said something that Zoom, we all know Zoom. That Zoom, like, so they wanted to access it from, I think, from Germany or something, and it was not coming up, like complaining about some data protection regulation or data protection rights or something. Yeah, that's possible because they don't have infrastructure, they don't have region, probably in Europe, and their major market is from the US. Yes, so they will comply with what they have in the US because that's where their market comes from. But all cloud providers they have regions. I told you Amazon just launched the region in Africa. I think about 2 weeks ago or something. They have regions in probably all the continent of the world, and they will make sure that they comply with the data regulation or data policy of this region. So that is talking about performance, reliability, and security. I'll be rounding up with this. Okay, so talking about Amazon S3. S3 is simple storage service. I mean, it's something that we can use just like Google Drive. It has 5 terabyte capacity. Remember, Google Drive has only 15 gigabytes, except you want to start paying. But this has 5 terabytes. I know, and it is very simple and free. You can use Amazon S3. I will not be able to show you the process of opening an Amazon account. I will just send it probably in a chat. I will send the link in a chat. You can download the PDF and open the account. But briefly, I will just show you my own account that I've opened, and I will upload something there, and I will send the link to you guys to actually see what I've uploaded. And you can do this for almost sorry, not almost, for 5 terabytes of data at no cost. Okay, so I will just go to, it's like a matter of time, but I still have like 5 minutes. Okay, so within 5 minutes before we start taking questions, I will just go to my Amazon page. Okay, this is I go to my account. If I have an account, I will just sign in. Okay, so this is my account now. The region is North Virginia. I can choose any region here, but I'll just leave it as this is their headquarters in quotes, US is one. So you can see their regions. I was telling you about regions. This is Middle East. Okay, there's another one in okay. It's Europe, yeah, Asia, this is Africa. They just launched this one in Cape Town. Okay. So I mean quickly I will just go to my service, that's S3. I can search for it here. S3. I go hope this video. So this is S3. Now I'll create a bucket. Bucket is like your folder on your hard drive or your a folder on your hard drive or your computer. So I'll just create a bucket quickly and then I'll upload inside my bucket. So let's say a bucket. Let me call it like PMI bucket. Just straightforward. You don't need any other thing. You just say create bucket. Okay, must not contain a packet character. Then see this. And your bucket name is unique. So if I have used it before, someone has used it before on any account anywhere in the world, to flag it. Okay, so my bucket is created. This is my folder. I can go into my folder. I just call it my folder, like, but we call it bucket. I can create another folder, just like you have folder inside the folder and inside the folder. But here, very quickly, I'm just going to upload. I'm going to upload anything from my system. Okay, so let me just for a file. Upload now. Okay, so this. Okay, then I'll click on it. You can set all these things, but I don't need now. Can upload. So successful. And to come up with that. So this is my file. This is my file. So if I want you guys to view this, file or to download this file now, what I can go to do, let me set permission. I have to tell you that well, people should be able to view this file. So quickly, I will just set that permission. Permission. It is blocking all public access. So I'll just edit, and I'll say don't block. So don't block. Then save. Then I have to type confirm to say, well, are you sure you want to do this? Okay, great. Just allowed access. So I will go back one step, click on my bucket, and click on the file. This is my bucket, and this is the file I want you guys to view. You click on the file and move forward. Okay, so this is the link down here. So I can copy this link and send it to you. I just send it to the chat group. Everybody should be able to download this file. Okay. Um, okay. So I just sent the link to everybody in the group now. Okay, so with that demonstration on Amazon S3 on how to create a bucket and how to store files. And for that, what I just showed you now, if you create an account, it is free for 12 months. So you can store up to 5 terabytes of data in Amazon S3 for 12 months at no cost. Even if you start paying, I think it's $3 per month. Yeah, it's about $3 per month. Okay. And you can create as many accounts in Amazon as possible. I have about 5 to 6 accounts. Free account now, free account. I only have 2 paid, but I have up to 5 or 6 free accounts. So, I mean, thank you very much, guys. The cloud is the future, and the future is cloud. I would like to take questions now. Okay, so I have some questions. Uh,
Thank you, Olufemi.
okay,
Thank you very much for the presentation. We'll start having some question, a couple of the questions that we received. The first question is about security. You touch about security of the cloud, but how can I really make sure that the place I'm selecting, whether if maybe it's not Amazon, maybe it is not as famous as Amazon,
mhm,
how can I make
mhm.
sure that the data security that I'm having for my business or my personal things are secured?
Okay. Now, if it's not Amazon, it can be Google, it can be any other provider. All providers, like I said, all providers will give you SLA of about 90, not about, of 99.7% uptime and security. That means they are saying that if anything happens to your data, hold us responsible and we'll give you what you want when you want it. So, well, these had been a lot of issues around the cloud, yes, no doubt, about 5 to 6 years ago. But providers have been able to come up with this SLA that says your data is secure. That is one. Two, they've been able to pass all security regulations that we have. For example, I mentioned PCI, I mentioned IPA. Yeah. Before they can pass those regulations, the organizations have actually vetted them and they've been able to do everything they ask them to do in order to secure people's data. Yeah, I mean, the issue of trust is still there because your data is not in the next office. It's not in your office. It's not on site. But really, before those providers can pass this regulation, then they are big on security. Before they can put up a document and say, well, we are signing a 99% uptime agreement with you and security of your data, that means they've actually implemented all those stuff. They've implemented all those stuff and they are big on it.
Okay. I have another question, and it is about the bandwidths. So when we are, how will the bandwidths affect our smooth of running our business?
Okay. Yes, and that's another major issue that we have around the cloud. But with the advent of edge locations, that has been solved. Meaning that you don't need to pull your data from wherever your server is, from Canada, from Europe, from the US. There's always an edge location around you. And I made mention of the fact that there's an Amazon edge location on Sheikh Zayed Road in Dubai here. So that would reduce latency on data, and then you conserve your internet bandwidth, and also you conserve time with that as well. Do you have more questions? Can I have the next question?
Yeah, the next question is, what if we have 5K computers as our company? Does cloud still has more advantages?
What if you have 5K computers, meaning 5,000 computers? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, the even the more you use the cloud, the lesser the price for you. So if you are using 10 terabyte of data, well, you are pulling 10 terabyte of data per month, you'll be paying lesser than someone that is pulling 200 gig per month. So the amount is not an issue with the cloud. The number of users is not an issue with the cloud at all. In fact, you enjoy more when you have more users and you're putting more resources or you're pulling more data with the cloud. So it's not an issue, you even enjoy more with that.
Maybe this is about the price, but how about the 5K computers
Performance.
impact the performance?
Yeah, it depends on now, it is on the side of the customer now to make sure that you have the good internet bandwidth for those 5K users. But on the part of Amazon, like on the part of the infrastructure itself, it runs on the cloud. Sorry, runs on the internet, and that let's say the cloud is the internet, and internet is the cloud. So they don't have a problem on their part. But of course, on the part of the customer, that is the consumer aspect. Now, you have to make sure that if your 5K users are pulling from the same location, that's from the same internet, then you increase your internet bandwidth. But most times that we even have these 5K users, yeah, there's a company that they have about 3,500 users. Yeah, they are not in the same location. So they are not using the same internet bandwidth. So they don't have an issue about speed. Definitely, you cannot keep 5K users in the same place. No, I don't think so. So definitely they will be from the same location. So they are not using the same internet bandwidth. But on the part of the cloud provider, the internet is not an issue. Performance is not an issue. Speed is never an issue.
Okay, great. We have another question is how the cloud servers are connected to each others by subsea FO cables or any other means satellite.
Okay.
FO,
Yes.
I would assume it's fiber optics.
Yeah. The data centers run that's Amazon data centers now. I'm big on Amazon, so I know about Amazon very well. Yeah. They run on fiber optics and satellite as well. But to have low latency and high bandwidth everywhere where they can, except from where they can, but where they can, they run on fiber optics. I mean, they even have passing into subsea. The center they just launched in South Africa, yeah, it was through Atlantic Ocean. It runs on fiber optics. So most of their infrastructure runs on fiber. And you can Google this when you see pictures, images of Google.com. When you see pictures of just say Amazon data center, then you see the pictures of fiber optics cable. Yeah, that's how they actually connect all their devices together.
Okay, great. And how is the
So say that again. How is the redundancy of?
service platform in cloud?
Yeah, like I've even I think I touched this in my slide. Yeah, that there's a slide that talks about resilience without redundancy. Now you don't experience that with the cloud because everything comes as you need it, as at when you need it. So there's no form of redundancy with the cloud. More so because I mean latency has been reduced. You do what you need to do when you need to do it. Redundancy has actually been cleared.
Okay. I have a final question here, and it's about hosting a cloud. So now maybe it's a little bit outside the subject tonight. However, how about if we select to host our own cloud, not to participate in Amazon or Google or any other well-known cloud? If we become the host for the cloud,
Yeah, that is, you want to become the provider of
solution.
infrastructure itself.
Yes.
Yes, it is visible. That's the private cloud. But again, remember I said that it's very. I have not seen. I have not seen any body that from scratch did it before. But I know that Accenture and HSBC they are running on private cloud, so it's possible.
Okay, that's great. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you we will share with you the information. And of course, as part of the PMI volunteers, we are welcoming all your participation, whether in this webinar. And if you have a subject that you would like to talk about, you can email your contact and the subject and the outline to Ms. Hayat, who will show you in the next slide her email address. And UAE proud volunteer community. Thank you very much, and we are really looking forward to see you in coming webinars and in future events with the PMI UAE. Uh, for the next slide, we will see Ms. Hayat email. Please keep it and please add your experience and your knowledge to our knowledge. Thank you. Good night. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thank you, Amir. Thank you so much.